In today's video, we're going to be diving into the upcoming pattern, taking a look at abnormally cold temperatures in the central and eastern United States, at least for most of the upcoming pattern. Here in the southeast Virginia, this is like the first hot day today, it seems like in a long time. We haven't seen the sun a lot. It's not even that hot. I think it's upper 70s today. But at least the sun is out, so it feels a whole lot warmer. It's been very rainy and very cloudy, and I know a lot of you here in the eastern states have been experiencing the same things. We do expect predominantly colder temperatures from now all the way through the next 15 days, so basically the entire model runs that we're going to be taking a look at today. But there is a little bit of a warm-up that is going to occur from the 4th, maybe until the 7th, let's call it, but it has been kind of moving around a little bit, and it might even be shorter than that depending on where you're at, before cold temperatures retake over. So let's take a look at this. We're also going to talk about severe weather, overall storminess, as there's just going to be a huge surge of that overall in the whole eastern United States, eastern half. So let's take a look at some of these cooler temperatures. Obviously for today on Friday, you can see that a lot of our coldest is going to be over the central states. We remain quite warm here over the west. We call this a positive PNA, and this forces a lot of this Arctic air to move into the central and eastern states. And when I say Arctic air, I don't mean that it's literally below freezing or, 20 degrees or whatever you might have in your head that it, is required to be considered Arctic. But really what I mean is that it is an Arctic air mass that has moved from the Arctic region. And by definition, I think that that's the most accurate terminology for an Arctic blast or Arctic air moving in. Let's keep going. I want to move past this because we see by the time we're reaching this upcoming Monday on the 2nd, we're very cool here. But look at this warm air mass. It is moving in, and that's definitely going to rebound some of these temperatures for a little bit, as we've noted. So here's Tuesday the 3rd, Wednesday the 4th. There's that date that we've been talking about a lot. A lot of these areas staying very close to normal. Not even a huge warm-up, but it is much warmer than things have been. But what we see happening is this positive PNA is already rebounding, and this is going to shove the cold air back into the eastern states before you know it. So let's take a look at when that happens. We can see, again, by the 7th, cool air is back in the eastern states, warm air predominantly in the west. And really, as we just keep going all the way to the 14th here, we see predominantly warmer temperatures over the west and predominantly colder temperatures here, especially in the south, central, and southeast. But at times it's even up here in these kind of northern areas as well. Pretty interesting. Really, everything has gone according to the season so far this year, where we've been mostly cooler than normal in the winter, fall as well for a lot of it, and then warmer than normal for a lot of the spring. And now right here at the very end of this spring into the beginning of the summer, we've just cooled down. It's super depressing, and yeah, you hate to see it. You really do hate to see it. As we take a look at the storminess, we can see there's already a lot of this around here for today on Friday the 30th. Tomorrow on Saturday the 31st, we see this major low develop that becomes a bit of a nor'easter up there in the northeast. Some thunderstorms are present here for the mid-Atlantic area, but we are much quieter outside of that area. Sunday the 1st is also pretty quiet. Monday the 2nd, though, is going to be a big date because we see this low forming over eastern Colorado, some storminess ensuing here for the Rockies and Plains as well. Really, our next major system, I suspect, here starting Monday the 2nd, and as we move towards Tuesday the 3rd, we see some broad low pressure here across this area. I will take the kind of middle of it, and there is a cold front forming, a warm front up above. So we see this is right around that 3rd, 4th time frame when we do expect the warmth to rebound. But remember that cold air is swinging in, and that is coming in the form of this cold front. So this is going to cause a lot of severe weather here starting Tuesday the 3rd. Wednesday the 4th, we see a lot of it down here for these parts as well. As we continue on towards Thursday on the 5th, we do get very weak low pressure here for the Midwest. And again, we continue to see this cold front impacting the south central states. Warm front impacting more of these north central, northeastern areas. By Friday the 6th, your very weak low pressure is somewhere in here. We get this dragging cold front and a warm front up here. So again, we would be looking at another day of thunderstorms and potential severe weather Friday the 6th there. Saturday the 7th, we start to see it get a lot more widespread. all the way up the East Coast and all the way up the plains here, Midwest, and all across the Deep South here. Very interesting. As we keep going towards Monday the 9th, we continue to see this kind of thrust of thunderstorms and showers kind of moving up this area. So as it warms up in between some of those cool downs, we will see this kind of humid thunderstorm type pattern take over. Not too hot, but it is definitely humid. And it's just enough to see thunderstorm activity around. And we continue to see this very stormy trend. Like here's the 12th. And on the 12th, we're seeing a lot of thunderstorm activity in the southeast area. It also looks like we might be about to get another major low coming off the Rockies. So we're going to be watching for that very closely. And by Thursday the 12th here, later on in that day, we see by Kansas there's a low, some thunderstorms out to the east of it. Definitely doesn't look as dynamic as the one before it, but it does have some decent dynamics, and I think this could be a severe weather event. And I mean, even looking at Saturday the 14th here, low, clearly a cold front kind of swinging down, and this would bring thunderstorms and potential severe weather to many different states. So obviously I just threw a lot you guys' way with just a ton of storms, a lot of activity overall. Here is the total precipitation, and we can see just tons of it east of the Rockies, especially the further north you go. More of these central and northern areas seeing the most of the precipitation. So it is shifting northward versus what we had been seeing. Definitely worth noting that it's a little drier by the Gulf Coast, where we get a little less activity in that more southern corridor, but we get a lot of storms moving through this area, and that's going to bring just tons of precipitation to many different folks. Looking at the anomalies, it says the same thing, below average here along, again, that Gulf Coast and southeast coast here, also the northwest, but from the southwest all the way through the Midwest, the Plains, the Ohio Valley, the Mid-Atlantic, the Northeast, all these areas are above average. And in the case of the blue areas, we're looking at, 2 or more inches above average over the next 15 days, which is a massive, massive departure from what's typical for these areas. I mean, that is double your average or more for a 15-day period. So this is a huge influx of precipitation that we see occurring here on these model runs. And it's been this way, but again, we've seen it shifting northward here to where we're including a lot of the upper Midwest, Great Lakes, Northeast areas, a lot more now on these model runs. Now, taking a look at the Storm Prediction Center outlooks, we talked about this yesterday. I made a post on the YouTube channel, but yesterday in the video, we talked about how there was a slight risk along the southeast into the Mid-Atlantic, but I suspected there was a good chance we'd see an enhanced risk for the Carolinas. I would say that was a very accurate call. For those of you who saw yesterday's video, you guys remember, but from eastern Georgia through South Carolina and into a bit of North Carolina, we now have an enhanced risk level 3 for today. Unfortunately, could be a pretty tornadic day as well, so we're going to be watching for a lot of these different implications. Could be a really dangerous day. I think it's pointing that way. This is a pretty mid-level risk, so definitely looking at some very, very intense thunderstorms and severe weather across that, again, southeast corridor and really surrounding areas. We have a massive general thunderstorm risk, as you can see in the lighter greens. It's where we expect general thunderstorms, but no severe weather, but anything is possible, so heed every watch, warning, and advisory. The 3 darker green areas is your level 1 marginal risk, where we expect isolated severe weather. The yellow region is going to be your level 2 slight risk, where we expect scattered about severe weather. And then your orange area for Georgia, South Carolina, North Carolina, like we mentioned, enhanced risk. That is where we expect things to get a bit more widespread as far as severe weather reports are concerned. For tomorrow, 3 general thunderstorm risk areas, 3 marginal risk areas, and then a slight risk there for the Central Plains. Day 3 on Sunday, June 1st, you can see things slow down quite a bit. We do have some general thunderstorm risks out there, also 2 marginal risk areas, but we have definitely slowed down by Sunday, a little bit quieter. Day 4, we do expect a slight risk. These extended day outlooks, this is how they do it. So this yellow area roughly translates to a slight risk for the northern plains for Monday the 2nd. Obviously, the marginal risk and general thunderstorm risk area will be much larger outside of that, so keep that in mind. Day 5, same thing. Tuesday the 3rd, we see some of the central and southern plains there. Again, anticipating a slight risk for Tuesday the 3rd, Texas, Oklahoma, Kansas, and a little bit of Nebraska. And then again, outside of there, some lower risks as well. With all that being said, we upload every single day, so be sure to subscribe. You can even hit the bell icon for daily notifications when we upload, so you never miss one. Be sure to like the video if you did enjoy it, leave a comment down below, and I'll see you guys in the next video.